Kal Halal Yahawashi Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to my elder apostles and my elders at Greatmillstone, GMS. Peace and blessings unto the elect. This is the brother Atazaria from GMS Houston. And I had this article from Business Insider, and this is like 4 days ago. Okay, you know, the buzz been going around about the Twitter CEO, whose name is Jack Dorsey. He put it out there, you know, that hyperinflation is about to, you know, hit, you know. And I was reading this article, and this guy, you know, he's a billionaire. Okay, he's the CEO of Twitter. All right. And he's foreseeing, you know, basically money being pretty much worthless, okay? Because when you have hyperinflation, it means the value of dollar just bottoms out, okay? I'm gonna read a little bit of this article. It says, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey says he believes hyperinflation is an impending threat to the U.S. economy. Well, okay, it don't take a genius to know that. And will change everything. Of course it will. Of course it will. This is all part of the NWO, man. Okay, that's a picture of the guy. He look like a hippie. Okay, you see, Esau get all this bread, man, and you know, he ain't flashy like Jake. See, he got on the hippie t-shirt, you know, like he gets spaced out, you know, this new age hippie shit, you know. But anyway, this is him on stage at a Bitcoin convention back in 2020, June 4th, all right, 2021. All right, so I'm gonna drop down. Well, let me get this. In a tweet, he said he expects hyperinflation to strike the U.S. economy and the rest of the world. So it ain't just here, okay? This is something that's taking place globally, man, because the things that are taking place are happening on a global scale, okay? These things are happening worldwide, okay? This whole thing that's going on, you know, this plague, okay? That's worldwide. This thing is gonna be worldwide. It all has to play into that MOTB, okay? The thing has to be global. And this is what we see is happening is a global thing, all right? It's going to change everything, he added. No kid. All right. Let me drop down a little bit. All right. I'm going to just read a little bit of this. It says, according to Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, inflation in the U.S. is going to get considerably worse. You know, it's going to get like something you ain't never seen before. In a tweet on Friday, he wrote, hyperinflation is going to change everything, adding that it's happening. Yes, it is happening. We see in the beginning stages of it, okay? Hyperinflation, not inflation, hyperinflation. It says hyperinflation is when inflation, the increasing price of goods and services, rise uncontrollably, all right, for a period of time. It is typically caused by initial triggers such as war, social uprising. Okay, let me read that again. Such as war, check. Social uprising, check. Or supply shock, check. So we got all these three little goodies going on. Okay. It says an event that unexpectedly leads to a sudden increase or decrease in the supply of goods or services. Check. And check. I mean, it don't even needs to be said. This is plain as day. Okay. You know, you tell people, like, you hear, as a matter of fact, I was having a conversation with a coworker, and another person pulled up while we were standing on break, okay? And I just let people talk. And it's interesting to hear people's views, okay? Just to see where their mindset at. Now the guy that pulled up, he was going into all this stuff and he was just talking about it like, yeah, it's getting worse and da 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 da. And then the person I was on break with was just looking in awe like they hadn't heard none of this stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, man, you know, in Clark Kent mode, okay? Scriptures say, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. I ain't casting my pearls, okay, before swine, but it's just interesting to hear what these people think and what they, know and what they're finding out. And the thing is, the cat's been let out of the proverbial bag, man. And at this point, what difference do it make? There's no stopping it now, okay? There's no stopping it now. So it don't even matter to the elites that the cat is out of the bag. Okay? Because it ain't no turning it back. It's no stopping it. Okay? What is going to happen is inevitable. Okay? Which is these prophecies coming to pass. Okay? So let me read this again. Hyperinflation is when inflation, the increasing price of goods and services. And I was saying that just to say, there's a lot of people that don't have a clue as to what's going on. And it's amazing with all the information that's out there, they still stuck on stupid, talking about retiring and how they want to be when they retire and, what they want to have saved up and traveling. And I'm just looking like, man, what planet are y'all on? Traveling, retiring. What are y'all talking about? This is the Titanic. Okay? You don't hear the orchestra playing? And the you don't see the tail end of the ship is bobbing up and down and out the ocean? Half the ship is underwater. Hyperinflation is when inflation, the increasing price of goods and services, rise uncontrollably for a period of time. It is typically caused by an initial trigger such as a war, social uprising, or supply shock. You got all these containers, all these goods, okay, because America outsources almost everything, and you got all of what these consumers are looking for just sitting out in the water, not being let in on purpose. All this stuff is being purposely done. You telling me that you can allow all these different, what they call immigrants, to come into this country with no Beetlejuice, okay? But one of your main reason for not letting these container ships is because of the Beetlejuice and the thing that's going on. Okay. And for those that can't see what's going on, they totally blind. Okay? This is all being done by design. Okay? There needs to be a reason to bring martial law. Okay? There needs to be a reason to bring that sword so it can lead to their charagma. Okay? It says, an event that unexpectedly leads to a sudden increase or decrease in the supply of goods or services. And we're seeing that. Okay? Dorsey's comment comes amid disruptions to the supply chain, which keep prices rising high. No kidding. The consumer price index, a commonly used measure of U.S. inflation, rose 0.4% last month. The Bureau of Labor Statistics recently announced that exceeded the median forecast of a 0.3% gain from economists. All right, and we're gonna get that word economy and economists surveyed by Bloomberg insiders Ben Wick and Andy Kearse reported. All right. The U.S. economy has been affected by supply bottlenecks, which are troubling businesses and consumers. Americans who held back from spending through the thing surge have begun buying more products again. In fact, they are spending more than ever before. Yet massive order backlogs and shipment buildups at key ports have kept companies from matching supply with consumers' surging demand. Okay? In response to a user comment, Dorsey added that he sees inflation escalating around the world too. It will happen in the US soon, and so the world, he tweeted. All right. I mean, that's pretty much yeah, I'll get that too. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell also recently weighed in on the subject of inflation. He said he was more concerned about higher inflation than previously. And should be. You see, these economists, these people that deal with economics, okay, they are predicting the same thing. A collapse. You see? And these are the things that were prophesied to happen here in the end. Okay? It says, at a recent virtual conference, Powell added that inflation pressures are likely to last longer than previously expected and that they could run well into next year. Oh, y'all don't know, y'all had no idea what's coming. Okay? And that's pretty much the end of that article. All right, and that was from Business Insider like 4 days ago. Anybody can look this up. Okay. Now I want to get the definition of the economy and an economist. Okay, so we stick these on real fast, and then we're gonna get a couple of scriptures, and Lord willing, this will be edifying. We'll close out. The Spirit said the same. All right, so this is one of the definitions of economy. And it's the third definition. It says the management of the resources of a community. All right. The prosperity or earnings of a place. Further inflation would endanger the national economy seriously. All right. So the management of the resources of a community. So an economist is somebody that's managing, that sees these things, that studies these things. Okay. Let me see where it's at. An economist is an expert in the science of economics. You see? So these economists, they shaking in their boots. Okay? They see what's over the horizon, and it's already begun. Prices on everything is going up. The only thing that ain't going up is wages. Okay? The value of the dollar is tanked. Okay? And it's only going to get worse. But we had this whole digital system, this NWO, set up and ready to go. Once the cash ain't worth crap. Okay? All this is leading to the corral. Okay? Your money ain't worth nothing. We're going to give a whole new digital currency. Yada, yada, yada. And the only way to get the little bit of what you had left is to take that corral. Okay? And this about to happen. All right? We see parts of the signs coming to pass. All right? So let me get a couple of scriptures. All right. Matter of fact, let me get Ecclesiastes Chapter 12. And I'll get straight to the point. This is Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. And that's definitely, the daughters of music definitely brought low. Okay, so these keepers of the houses shall tremble. Okay, they looking out and they see a bleak future. Okay, because these economists, they study, money. They study people spending, what they're spending it on, all these things they have to do with the management of resources. All right, for a community, for a country. Okay, and they're looking at what's going on. They're looking towards the future and saying it ain't nothing good. Okay, this guy is a CEO of one of the dude is worth like 15 point something billion bucks. So he's not small potatoes, and he's worried, and he should be. He's trembling. You see, this is the part of the signs coming to pass. Okay, they see that things are looking grim. Like that old song, things are looking grim. Yeah, they looking grim, man. Okay? And they are grim. All right, let me give one more scripture. All right, because the book of Habakkuk says that the vision is yet for an appointed time. Well, we in that time, the end. Okay? This is 2 Esdras 9 and 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, this is part of those signs. This is part of the prophecy. Okay? That's prophecy. This is prophecy being fulfilled. Because we're at the end. This thing is about to go down. Matter of fact, when you go back to Ecclesiastes 12, the first verse is, remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Okay? So remember the Creator, Yahawashi, all right? In the days of thy youth. Okay? The scripture also says, roughly paraphrasing, draw to the Most High while he is near. Okay? Because all this, just like everything else is drying up, being able to find this truth is they about to shut the lights off on this, man. There's going to be a famine of hearing the words of Yahawashi. Okay? So this is the time. If it ain't never, now is high time to awake out of sleep. Okay? As it states in the book of Romans. Okay? Now it is high time. Okay? Because it's a wrap, Jack. All right? This is done. I just sent a little video, maybe 3 seconds long. This guy, he studies the sun and cosmic backgrounds, I believe is the name of his hand. That's his handle. All right. And he was like, he posted a video because he was recording the sun, and it was a fleet of chariots passed right in front. I mean, plain as day. He said, just comment what y'all think. He said, what what else could this be? And they were in formation, just a flock of chariots, man. Like a flock of birds flying through the sky. It was a flock of chariots just going in front of the sun. And then he's recording the sun, and they just passed on through. Because the Most High is showing, he's visiting. All right? Let me read 2 Esdras 9 and 1. And he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. This is us measuring the time. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, we see it, which I have told thee before, Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Is this not happening? Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, wasn't that one of the things that he said? Huh? Go down a little bit and just put it there. Excuse me. Right there. Social uprising. You see? This is how you measure the times. Okay? By looking at what's going on in the world and putting it through this filter, through the scriptures. All right? It says, 2 Ezra 9:3, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes, bam, check. And uproars of the people in the world, check. Look at what's going on, man. Yellow vests ain't never stopped. That's just one. Look at what's going on in Australia, which they not just on that in the mainstream media. All hell is breaking loose in Australia. Down there in Venezuela, man, they paying for stuff with gold flakes. Why that ain't being talked about in the news? See, they done had their taste of hyperinflation. Venezuela is like a precursor. Okay? Zimbabwe, look what happened out there. People $1 trillion to go get a pack of gum. That's what's coming. That's what we're on the cusp of. Okay? 2 Ezra 9:3, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand. It should be well understood by now. It should be well understood. These prophecies are true. And we in that time. Verse 4. Salakia. Yeah, verse 4. Then, 2 Ezra 9:4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world had a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. The end is showing itself. We see it. It's the end. This is the end. You see? Lord willing, this was edifying. Just more proof that this place is done. And this is globally. All right? Kal Halal YAHAWAH Rawchaa Qadash. You know? That we done. That this is done. Okay? This thing is going down like lightning. All right? Double honors to my elder apostles and my elders at Greatmillstone, GMS. Peace and blessings unto the elect. Hey, it's time to get our souls, our hearts, our minds right, our spirits together, man. Okay? And get back in touch with our powers. For now, it is high time to awake out of sleep. Okay? It's on to the next one. Until then, I say shalom.